Hello, folks. Coach Simmons here. We're going to expand a little bit on that future schedule thing going on right now. I'm going to make the first start with Alabama State. Next year, their posted opponents, that non-conference they already have is Howard in Atlanta, which is a great one, and at UCLA. We know UCLA is basically going to be one of those games, but UCLA is not that big of a team. It won't be A&M 59-3 at Prairie View. But it gives Alabama State a chance to be on the big stage. They're coming in, Howard is going to be a big game. It's a big HBCU battle, but it should be a win. Who knows? They may slip one past good old UCLA. Next one up. And the next one I see is going to be FAMU. I really do see FAMU as being a much better team next year, especially with the exposure potentially going to receive from the playoffs. I know everybody's saying they're going to lose to Southeast Louisiana. We'll wait on that and we'll see. North Carolina's going to be a tough game. I do think FAMU can probably hang in or keep it close, competitive, at least till halftime. Once the depth starts playing a role, then we'll see North Carolina stretch out a little bit. But they keep scheduling these teams. Like, now they have Albany State, which is no pushover, but it is a Division II team. SC State is going to be better next year. They'll play them on the road, of course. SC State does generally have a lot of NFL players on their team. So we will see how FAMU comes in. I'm not predicting them to beat North Carolina, but if they do, that's going to be a big boost for their confidence and also for potential matchup further down in the season. Next, my brother, Alcorn State. They got the message. Home game with Stephen F. Austin, who's a playoff team. At Tulane, very winnable game against an FBS opponent, lower level in New Orleans. Since you're in New Orleans, just make a left, go to McNeese State. They have their home and home. Home and home with Stephen F. Austin, home and home with McNeese. Very, very winnable games. Now, I do say these are games that Alcorn State can definitely win. All three of them. If they sweep all three of these games, it's going to be a problem for the SWAC. I mean, it's going to be a problem for the SWAC. Next one. Grambling State University. I'm liking what I'm seeing for 2022 with the SWAC, the schedules that they are scheduling. You are definitely going out of conference to play games, which is a great thing to do. I see them playing Arkansas State over in, I think it's Little Rock or Jonesboro, Arkansas. But it's not a high-power team, it's a lower-level team, but it is FBS still. We know Grambling State has problems with their coaching right now, but they do have a good quarterback. Well, they do have a good quarterback on staff, and they do play hard on defense. The depth is an issue, but they do play hard on defense. Arkansas State can be gotten. There's a difference when you schedule Arkansas State versus Arkansas. So I'm glad to see they did that. And Northwestern State, basically have a money game because you're playing in Shreveport. You have a money game against a team that you can definitely win. I'm glad to see what's going on with the SWAC. And we'll see what happens next team. This is one of those things that happens if you schedule too far in advance. A couple years ago, you would have seen North Texas on your schedule, and UTSA, you would have thought, oh, we got a shot against UTSA. Things have changed. It's flipped now. We saw the amount of points that Texas Southern can put up against Rice. You saw it the whole year in the SWAC. finishing 3-8, which is a losing record, but it's very, very respectable when it comes to Texas Southern. Next year, they go to North Texas, Mean Green, and that is the game that's winnable. The amount of offense that Texas Southern can put up will be trouble for North Texas University. UTSA, their recruiting right now is going to lock up San Antonio, which is a hotbed for recruiting in the state of Texas. I do believe Texas Southern can win one of those games. I think next year they can go ahead. They can have a shot of beating North Texas. I played there. I know that different stadium when I played there, but I know the crowd, they have a shot at that one. UTSA, just keep it close. Don't pull a Prairie View. Speaking of which, last one on my list, I do apologize. I've kind of chosen them to be the whooping boy for what's going on, but next year's schedule out of conference for FCS is highly respectable, and it's very smart scheduling. Nobody in the world picked UIW to be a good team this year. Nobody in San Antonio picked them to be a good team. Nobody in that program picked them to be a good team this year. Bunch of transfers, bunch of seniors. They're all gone next year. Payback. Prairie View has a chance. They're out of conference schedule next year. It's tough. I mean, you have Abilene Christian on the road. You have UIW, who was going to finish out in the top 25 this year, at home. And you have Lamar traveling down the street in Texas. It's going to be a tough game. I like what the SWAC is doing. Yeah, there are certain teams that didn't do anything as far as the schedule goes. I believe Alabama A&M is only playing Troy. But I do like what Prairie View did here. The SWAC as a whole are playing teams outside of the conference. Some of them have picked to play higher level or lower level FBS teams or higher level FCS teams. The question will be, once they start winning these games, even a couple of these games, the narrative about the SWAC is going to change completely. And I mean completely. You can no longer say, well, who have they played? Who have they beaten? If everything goes to plan, they would have beaten everybody in their footprint. Happy Thanksgiving.
Coach Simmons always do a great job